COVID sort of gave me an idea of what it was like to be on my own.
I didn't feel interested in it whatsoever.
It is clear that without the right action, right now, there is a real risk of a continued and increasing spread.
You ended up just turning into yourself because, if you can't go out, where's the stimulation?
For now, the executive has determined that the restrictions that have applied to postcodes within the highest rates of coronavirus, mainly in Greater Belfast and the Ballymena areas, will be extended across all of Northern Ireland from 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Room songs came about for me, funny enough, lying in bed at night. I had trouble sleeping during COVID. Patterns were sort of out the window. So I was waking up at 2:30, 3:30 in the morning and lying there thinking about stuff. And one of the things I tried to do to put me off to sleep was not count sheep, but recount memories. I've been lucky enough to travel quite a lot in my life through work and through pleasure. And I decided that I would take walks in my memory to put me off to sleep. All these ideas came together where I felt the room was like a conduit and the room was taking me on these journeys. And that's where the spark came from. And I thought that the room was allowing me to do this. So that's where the concept of room songs really came from. And I thought, well, if I'm feeling this living alone, I'm sure, the colleagues that I work with musically and my friends might feel the same. So maybe we'll put that to them.
Well, room songs, if I'm honest, when I first heard about it, I thought, oh, well, that's good. I can it's a bit of earning, something to earn during and there's time in lockdown. So yeah, let's. But after I'd got over the initial, oh, this is good. I'm getting paid for something. When I thought about it, I thought, well, actually, this is something that's kind of not forcing me, but enabling me to take stock where I've been, where I am, and kind of where I'm going, and within the context of where I live.
Initially, when Paul asked me to join the Room Songs project, I would probably say fear was my first feeling. I haven't written a song or played an instrument in 12 years.
Since the Rooms project, because that's really given me a focus. Musically, last year, I didn't do anything. I didn't pick up the guitar because I thought, well, what's the point? What's the point of doing it? What's the point of thinking about this? What's the point of writing about this? Because you're in the middle of it. I just didn't want to pick up a guitar, and this has galvanized me now to get back to it. And I remember writing the first thing I wrote, and I thought, well, there you go. It's always in you. You just have. It's just picking the time.
It's better, and you have lots of space.
Work right. This is the most important part.
Yes, you got to get a shot of this.
It's the most important part of the house.
This is Mecca.
Well, the house where I live, I like it. So it's a house where I'd been a guest for 20 odd years, sort of thing. So it was a bit weird, but it now feels like home. It's a 4-bedroom Victorian house, and I always feel incredibly fortunate. One of the rooms is my home studio, and the other is just a drum store and so on. I mean, my mates say, my house is a bit like a drum museum because there's instruments everywhere, all over the place.
I think it's a good song. Have your other song written yet, or is it?
Sorry?
Have your other song written yet?
No, I'm working on it.
Yeah, okay.
Is that the right? You want to bring it up closer?
A little bit. No. No, pick up plenty.
I didn't start doing gigs until really when I joined Over the Hill. I got gigs through Paul with Acoustic Picnic, and we had various little things in libraries, but I was just playing at home. But I think I was able, if somebody said sing a song, I could do it because I was at home doing it. So, but it wasn't until Over the Hill that things really started to kick off.
Just run it with the track and let me know if the volumes or the track and everything. Sorry, I'm talking to myself, but I'm just...
Don't do that, Sippy, then we'll do it.
I'm just chopping you off your previous track. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am comfortable with my own company, and always have been. There have been many times I'd take myself off, when I was married and bringing up children, and go wandering the hills and whatever on my own. So I've always been comfortable with my own company, and most of the time can manage like that. But I do get lonely. You miss the things I miss are that kind of intimacy you can only have with somebody that you're close to, and I mean in the little things like a piece of music that you share, or the kind of easy silences, or the massive laughter over the most ridiculous things. Those little things, happen many times during a day, and it's sometimes it just feels a bit empty because it's just you that's experiencing them. So that I find difficult. But generally, I'm pretty good at hanging out with myself.
I live in a very old Victorian house. It's a big clunker of a place in North Belfast. We got it for a song because it just needed a lot of work. But it's a double-fronted house, an end terrace, 6 bedrooms. It sounds very decadent, but it was literally for nothing. It's taken a lot of work. It still takes a lot of work to keep the place up. But I have a studio in the top floor. I use different parts of the house for different reasons. Obviously, the living room, kitchen for main living, and living room for, just general stuff. So it's a big old place. Living in a house that you had a great relationship with, your wife and she's not there anymore, it's difficult because there are lots of reminders. It's, and I've made some very subtle changes, not deliberately to wipe her from my memory, but I've made changes to the house to make it represent me as a human being more, and move things around. We love art. I still love art. So I move paintings around, and that changes the room. Redecorating, move furniture, all the stuff that people do. But there is a residual love there that you do miss. And you do get lonely sometimes. But I think the loneliness is on my terms, which is different because I think you can feel equally lonely in a relationship. And I have done in the past. So this for me feels a wee bit, not perfect, but I'm in control of that loneliness at the minute. Okay, so this sort of came to me in the middle of the night a wee while ago, and I just had these couple of notes, and I came upstairs, and I just sat, and I did it as it was in my head, and I didn't realise later it was just in the key of E, and it was just a few notes, and it was just this, and that was it, and it just sets you on edge a wee bit. So then I took it down and tried to do something a bit more in time, and this sort of came out. I'm a big fan of Thomas Newman, so this is sort of Road to Perdition. So I'm just trying to capture this very simple idea with a couple of strings and a couple of lines on a piano, but with one note that was very dissonant. So that was, that sort of dissonance for me was the shift, and that was what was keeping me awake at night. That was what was messing around with my head. So that's what it was like, lying in bed thinking about it.
Writing the song so far, it's been difficult. It took me a while to come up with something I thought was vaguely good enough to meet the standards of all the rest of the people involved in this project. But we've had a couple of days of collaboration with Jonny so far, who's kind of producing me and making sure I write something half decent. And that's been kind of fun, getting to collaborate with him.
With COVID now, that made a big difference to me, because being unable to leave the house, especially as I was shielding it for a certain time, that really brought home to me how much I thought I was a lone wolf. I thought I was a loner type of guy. I'm not. I realised I need people, I need society, I need to be able to go out.
When lockdown happened, I just couldn't. I didn't feel interested in it whatsoever. Our industry came to a halt overnight. All work was cancelled. No work. When it's your living, it's kind of a bit scary.
The back of your mind is the life I had, such as it was. It was about going up to Belfast. It was going up to see my mum. It was going up to see you guys. It was going up to, engage in life. And also in that time, my mother died in the middle of COVID. And that was a point where I didn't even see her in the end. I didn't get to the funeral, and that's all of a sudden you're going, what is my life? What was that thing I had?
The only thing I've really learned about the pandemic is I can't wait to get back out and do shows again. I can't wait to get out and work. The only thing that's really affected me is I miss all my colleagues and my peers when out doing live shows or touring, or all the live shows and the stuff that I do in the OES Centre and anywhere else. That's really the only thing I miss about the whole 14 months of not being able to do that.
COVID sort of gave me an idea of what it was like to be on my own, because with lockdown, you weren't able to go anywhere and do anything. But I was in a very lucky position in that I could go and switch bedrooms, or I could live in a different room. And I did that. So I literally migrated around the house and had these little holidays, and in many ways the rooms were sort of had their own characters and personalities. And for me, that was something that kicked off and sparked an idea of this project called Room Songs, because I thought, if I'm having this relationship with the room, maybe other people are as well.
I fix my hair.
You can indeed, John. Yeah. Does anyone want to give us a heads up as to where you are? Chip, I think you might be the furthest ahead, but I could be jumping the gun here.
Well, only in terms of I've started on the first song and recorded a demo.
B, what about yourself?
I guess I'm far ahead of myself, more than I thought I would be. I have about 7 or 8 pieces of music written. Wow. Just in good ideas that could be expanded into anything.
Excellent, B. Thank you so much. John,
Huh?
How are you doing? Are you being overwhelmed by all the SWATs in the room? I thought Chip was well ahead, and Bernard's got 8 pieces of work here. I feel I have to whittle up myself.
I'm feeling very inept here, actually. I got some stuff written down. I got some riffs that I'm probably going to sit down with Jonny and try and turn it into something.
We're here also to help each other, because hopefully we're going to be playing on some of these tracks as well.
I think one of the important things about this project is the collaborative thing between the 4 of us, and I think it's really helpful to reflections can be a dangerous
Death, the beginning, never-ending cycle. Change is everything now.
What brought me here was hurt and pain, but here I learned to live again with only worry and fear in my heart. I had found a new place to make a new start. In my room,
I guess you've got me to blame, haven't you? Really?
I thought you had a question for him there, John.
No, besides just blame him for everything.
Excuse me, blame me. What did you get out of it so far? You got the front cover of Kerrang magazine. You in your studio playing your guitar, looking really cool. You know, what else do you want?
I don't know.
No, I'll be quite frank. You know, I wasn't sure how you'd come, you know, along with the journey with me, but it's been pretty good so far.
The whole project came around at the perfect time for me because I was stuck in a bit of a rut last year, and hearing about it from Paul at the beginning of the year was just, I've just been waiting for like a bolt out of the blue. This is perfect.
For me, I think I wanted it to be as honest as I possibly could. So in many ways, over the 40 odd years I've been songwriting, I was trying to throw that out the window. And I was trying to just get almost a gut reaction, and I have plenty to go round, but you know, it's been a bit different, I think, than a normal project. I don't know, but it does feel different. I don't know. I mean, John, you got your guitar thing going. Your demo sounds great.
Throw things at the wall and see what sticks. That's basically it. I don't have a plan. I'm just writing things, seeing if I like them.
I think we should reclaim this symbol. It's rock and roll, but it's also double jabbed.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's very good. Well, there you go.
I've had the...
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
See what I got to put up with all the time? It's just never ending. It's like having 3 weird older brothers.
I think musically and stuff, things have changed for all of us in some way. We've all had to learn some kind of new skills and sometimes some kind of different approach to music making and all the rest of it.
I mean, I wouldn't say this in public, but it's actually been a pleasure working with all you guys. So that's the only compliment I'm ever going to give you. Just so
right.
Yeah, but you just said it in public because people are going to watch this and all of a sudden it's public. So that kind of was a
well, that's now been witnessed by the 8 million people that are going to be watching this.
Yeah, wait until we get the YouTube streams on this, like 4 old dudes on a settee talking waffle.
This will go rock. The Over the Hill album, which is due for release
hopefully this year. Eyes of Bars is out. The single Wobble is also out.
Yeah, the single Wobble, so you'll be able to get that in all good places where you get music. Yeah. Mastered by John Moorhead, bass supremo, Bernard L. Jackson. Fingers Kane on guitar. Or was that Banana Fingers?
Could well be. You know, I think we have a lot to be thankful for, and that we have the OES Centre who cares about what we do as individuals and as musicians.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit of cramp. I'm sitting at an awkward angle in this.
Look away from the devastation. Can't save you if you don't save me. Some are saying it's a revelation. Some are saying that you don't believe. Doesn't make you a reservation. Can't save you if you don't save me.
Now every day is just the same.
There are fears I cannot see.
A time to stand still and pause.
Getting up at the start of your day is the hardest thing for you. There's a man with a pointed finger, always telling you what to do. On the ropes and the clock is ticking, feet shuffle but your arms are tired. In a clinch just to catch your breath, now can't save you if you don't save me.
Fundamentals challenged.
That will make us stronger.